r/ask Reddit. What's the dumbest thing you've heard a customer say? I used to work at a store that sold stuff for getting organized, and we carried stepladders for people who might be putting stuff up on high shelves. We had two different models which were completely identical except one had 2 steps and the other had 3 steps, and the larger one cost like $5 more. One night the store was completely dead when this guy walks in and asks if we have stepladders. So I show him the 2 choices. He asks all these questions about which one I think is better and whether I recommend one or the other and a bunch of other inane stuff, and all I can tell him is that the only difference is the extra step and about $5 in price. So the guy says, okay, let me think about it for a minute. So I leave him to it. He ponders this life-altering choice for an hour. He calls his wife to discuss it 4 times. After endless hemming and hawing, he ends up not buying either one and leaves us with the parting words, I don't know. I think 3 steps may just be a little too much ladder for me. I honestly don't know how someone that indecisive even manages to dress himself in the morning. A little too much ladder for me just became my new favorite phrase. 1 step too far. Used to do tech support for Verizon, and a lady called in yelling at me for shutting down her Wi-Fi. Asked for her account info. She doesn't have an account. Asked her why she called us then, and she described the screen that shows up when you don't pay your bill. She continued to adamantly claim she has no Verizon account and it is illegal for us to shut down her Wi-Fi because we don't own the air. Finally helped her log into her router to get some info and pulled up an account with a different name on it. She recognizes that name as her neighbor. Spent the next while trying to get her to understand that she'd been using her neighbor's connection, but the neighbor didn't pay the bill, so there was nothing I could do. Probably not supposed to discuss the neighbor's billing issue without permission, but I'd already told her that screen was from unpaid bills before we figured out it was her neighbor. Don't think I ever got her to stop telling me I was violating her rights by not allowing her to use the Wi-Fi in her own home. That call happened to be randomly recorded for QA. My manager, entire team, and multiple training classes thereafter got a good laugh out of it. I had a lady call in one day. She doesn't have an account with us. Lady needs to send a fax. The guy in the office next to her, it was some sort of semi-shared office space setup, has a fax machine and she would like to use it. She knows he has service with us, so I should make him let her use the fax machine. She found my suggestion to just ask him if she could use his machine to send a fax absurd. I just realized I broke the rules. OP asked for something stupid, a customer said, and this wasn't even a customer. C. Can I keep these indoor plants outside? M. Well, they are tropical plants and we live in Canada, so they would be fine for the summer, but you would need to bring them inside during fall and winter. C. Okay, but what will happen if I just leave them outside for winter? M. They will die. C. Okay, but what can I do to keep them alive? M. Send them south for the winter, like birds. Worked at a gas station. I watched a customer pull up, whip a door open and slam it against the large, shiny silver pole that protects cars from running into gas pumps. She then proceeds to furiously get out, scream with her head facing the heavens, and run into the gas station, telling me I need to be more careful where I place those. The thing has been cemented into the ducking ground for over 20 years. I don't understand this. I had somebody run into my stall at Sonic Drive-In once. For the most part the stalls are very sturdy. If I heard a loud crash and I knew a customer ran into a stall, most of the time it's just a scratch on our end and a smashed tin hood or bumper on theirs, and I wouldn't even bother doing anything about it. But I have had a customer run into a stall and then get mad at me because of where the stall was. It's a stationary object that's been there for more than a decade. I understand you're upset, but that doesn't mean it's everybody's fault but yours. Had an argument with a customer that there is no such thing as a uppercase 5. So when he was typing in his email password, he was typing a % in his password instead of a 5. Edit for fat fingers. Hahaha, that's beautiful. Uppercase 5. Had someone come into our office for a consultation. He was clearly slurring his speech. Couldn't stand and reeked of alcohol. Sir, have you been drinking? No, I don't drink. You smell like alcohol and appear drunk. I don't drink. I'm just sipping. I don't snort coke. Just little whiffs. I made lentil soup for the kitchen I worked in as a teen. but I put the carrots in later than I should have, and so they still had a slight crunch when the first customer bought a cup. He stormed back in after a few minutes and demanded his money back because he was going to get food poisoning from eating an uncooked carrot. Man, y'all don't know how to treat customers. It's why you all losing money. I'm going to Lowe's. From a customer yelling at customer service in a Lowe's. Had a similar experience at Home Depot. Guy came in wanting some trimmers. Got pissed cause I recommended longer ones, as he was getting branches higher up in his tree. Said he was going to Lowe's, and came back within 2 hours and bought what I told him to. I relished in asking him how his experience at Lowe's was. When I worked at a bank, I had a customer come into the branch angry because his account was overdrawn. I looked at the account and noticed several checks had gone through, so I told the customer, who got even madder because how could his account be overdrawn when he still has blank checks in his checkbook? Dude truly believed that checks were like cash. I don't understand why he didn't just write a check to cover the negative balance. C. Your computer you sent me is broken. Fix it. M. We don't provide computers to anyone. This is company name. C. I got a computer from you guys to use for school 2 weeks ago. Give me a new one now. M. Where did you get it from? C. U. M. What was the company name? C. My god, you are so annoying. I got it from different company name. M. You'll want to contact them. This is company name, and we don't provide computers. C. Brief silence. This is your fault. Hangs up. One of the dumbest calls I have ever had was a few years ago, and glad I don't deal with those kind of people anymore. As a kid, I worked in a machine shop. A lady once called asking us if we repair washing machines because the business said machine shop. I told her that our business fabricates metal parts for various machinery. We just don't do appliance repairs. She asked if I knew where to find a washing machine repair. When I told her no, she got mad and called me useless. Retail. Anytime a customer didn't agree with a policy, but I'm a good paying customer. All of our customers are paying customers. If you do this, stop. But they're a good paying customer though. Worked at a PF Chang's and had a guest order the hot and sour soup. She sent it back because it tasted sour. And just the other day, best friend who works at a fried chicken place had somebody complain about being charged for extra sauce. My friend told him that it says clearly on the menu extra sauce costs extra, and the guy angrily says I shouldn't have to read the menu. Working retail, I got this a lot also. I once had a woman accuse me of discrimination against people with glasses because I wouldn't verbally read our entire store refund policy to her while I was wearing glasses. Customer. $11.50. The deal says any 2-foot-long sandwiches for $12. Me. Yes. But one of the sandwiches you got had a regular price of $5.50, so it was cheaper any. Customer. That's ridiculous. I want to see a manager actually forget it. I'm never coming back. I will never understand customers who complain when something is cheaper than advertised or than they expected. Because they're so dumb that they only focus on the number that they expect it to be and not how the actual price affects them. I worked at Borders Books and a lady at the info desk asked where are our BBQs. When I told her we don't carry BBQs, she got very angry and said, well, you carry books on them, right? Why wouldn't you have them in stock? I replied, we have books on nuclear weapons, but I don't keep those in stock either. I was written up later that day. Beach. A pleasant lady walked into the bike store I work at and asked us to help take her daughter's bike out of the car to find out why it wasn't riding as well as it had been when she got it. I stride over to her minivan and lug out a beautiful, spotless blue Bianchi. Looked like it had been ridden maybe twice. Brakes were snappy. Shifting was crisp. Chain had zero rust and zero stretch. The bike was basically good as new, except the tires were empty. I asked her when her daughter filled them last. You have to fill them. Worked at Kmart and they sold push bikes on sale with requires some assembly written in 20 centimeters high writing on the side of the box. The next day there were a queue of people lined out to the mall entrance complaining loudly that the bikes weren't put together. Used to work at a fast food place. Lady comes through the drive-thru and orders a cheeseburger with no cheese. Me. Oh. Okay. So you would like one hamburger then? Mom, lady, now Huffy, no. I want a cheeseburger with no cheese. Back then a cheeseburger was $1 and a hamburger was 69ish cents. She's not the only person to have ordered that either. Still baffles me today. Edit for clarity. Some people have brought up that at some restaurants the hamburger and cheeseburger get different toppings, are made of different meat, are on special, etc. I probably should have been more clear. So here was the deal at this particular place. The hamburger and cheeseburger got the same bun, had the same burger patties, and got the same toppings. Ketchup, mustard, onion and pickle. The only differences besides the price were the cheeseburger had cheese and had a different colored wrapper. Sorry if I confused anyone. Had a customer try to negotiate a better price for a pack of 4 Mars bars when I worked at a major supermarket chain. I have a coupon for a free sandwich, but I don't know where it is. So, you don't have a coupon? No, I said that I have a coupon but I don't know where it is. This argument lasted long enough to get the manager out of her office, in part because of how stupid it was. You can't tow my car, I'll sue you. When I told him he can't park his car in front of the hotel where there was clearly a no parking sign. Go for it, calls tow truck. I worked in inbound sales at a call center once, and we had a customer ask to pay cash over the phone. I thought they were joking and I said yeah, just send it right through your receiver. There was a pause, and then I hear, no, seriously, how do I pay cash over the phone? Can I purchase just this one sock? Dude only had 1 foot though. Twice as much dues for the same price. Then. The customer is always right. Now refund my meal. He wanted a refund for a party of 5 because his steak wasn't cooked correctly. Are you sure you put the right bumper on my car? Mom, there is literally only one bumper that will fit on your car. But you know what? You're right. We put a Toyota Camry bumper on your Camaro. Worked as a server part-time for a few years. Too many instances to count or remember. One that comes to mind is the woman who called me over and complained that there was hair in her food after she was halfway done with it and that she wanted a new one. She wanted a new meal and she wanted everything for free. Pro tip: if you're gonna complain about hair in your food, first, make sure it's a straight black hair of one of the Central American men working in the kitchen, and not your 3-foot curly weave extension. If you don't do X for me, I will go to Lowe's instead. LOL. Okay. More work for them. We had a famous similar line at the place I worked, except it was, you know, I can just go get this item at X place for cheaper. Okay, you should probably go there and get it. A customer asked me what's the difference between mashed potatoes and baked potatoes. My smartass response was, well, they're both potatoes but one is mashed and one is baked. I was showing a customer some of our material that is outdoors. I gestured to where the rows of this particular material started and stopped so she could look at all of it. I then got angry. I thought you said this was all the same stuff. Why is that stuff so much darker? I then had to politely explain that part of the material was shaded by the big ass trees nearby. I used to work in a call center. When a customer called to place an order from the catalog, we would have to offer them cross-sells that appeared on our screen. Say for example someone ordered a stapler. We would offer them staples to go with it. This took place back when computer inkjet printers were fairly new. They didn't have wireless network capabilities, nor did they have SD card readers built in. It was also before tablets came out. A woman called to place an order and the conversation went like this. Hi, I'd like to order item XXXXXXXX. Me. Okay, that would be an HP printer. Offering cross-sell. Would you also like to add the printer cable as it's not included? Why would I need a cable? Me. To connect to your computer. Oh honey, I don't have a computer, I just want to print some stuff. Me. You need a computer in order to print stuff. No. My son knows a lot about computers and you are wrong. After spending 5 minutes explaining how she can't print without a computer, she continued to place the order and the call ended. I wrote careful notes in the log and explained it all. I wrote down the order number as I knew she'd call back to return it. Sure enough, about 3 weeks later I checked and she had called to return it. In the notes the person who handled the return said that the person she ordered it from said nothing about needing a computer to work the printer. I didn't get in trouble cause my notes had been in the system saving my ass. Can I get a quesadilla with chicken and black beans? Gets quesadilla and says, I did not ask for cheese on this. I had to explain the quesadilla translates to pressed cheese. Working as a hostess in a steakhouse. Me. The wait will be about 30-40 minutes. Customer. Gestures toward closed section of tables, but there are 4 tables right there. You can just seat me there. Why are you making all these people wait? Me. Sir. Those tables are empty because that section is closed. The server is homesick. And there is no one available to serve those tables. Customer. That's ridiculous. I demand to sit there. You can't just hold tables hostage like that. Me. Okay, you can sit there, but no one will be by to take your order. Customer sits in closed section. 15 minutes later. Yelling at manager. Customer. That girl wouldn't seat me here because she said it was closed. So I sat myself because she can't just do that. I sat here for 15 minutes and no one even took my drink order. I had some lunatic come in and ask if she could pay for her $12 order with either a bank draft or a bank transfer, and then she asked for the restaurant's bank account number. When I told her cash or debit only, she became extremely irate and began to berate me for supposedly discriminating against her because of her financial situation. She started screaming at me when I told her to either go to the bank and withdraw $12 or just leave. I would like to exchange these bearer bonds for a McRib, please. Whoa, you made it to the end? You're a ducking beast. I'll cut you a deal. Smash like and subscribe for more curated content, bruh. It's free and that's a great price.